What's up YouTube? Marzio Grava here with the Tunes and Tones series, and today I'm quite excited to talk about these two wonderful guitars, the PRS Silver Sky core model made in US. Now, the reason for this video is actually very simple, just to help you out in case you are in doubt about which Silver Sky you want to buy, or if you are unaware of the changes it went through since 2018 when the first iteration of this guitar occurred and was released, and 2023. Now, full disclosure, this is not sponsored, obviously. My channel is very small, so this is definitely not a sponsored video, but I love PRS guitars, I love Fender guitars, Gibson, I just love great guitars, to be fair, regardless of the brand. If it's a great instrument, it feels good, sounds good, looks great, there is nothing wrong about it. But I was one of those that was really resistant to, not to buy PRS Silver Sky. And, maybe I was a Fender boy. I just, was really focusing on tradition, really wanted to, I don't know why, maybe because my guitar heroes, they mostly use Fenders and Gibsons, so, there is this kind of unconscious bias. Until the time that I decided, okay, I'm going to spend, not so much, I'll try the PRS SE Silver Sky, the affordable version, and I was quite impressed. Back then I even tried two. I bought two, and I had two at the same time to see also the quality control and to compare the consistency. Amazing instruments. I think everyone agrees around that they are actually better than what a Fender budget would be, like a Mexican Fender. In comparison, I think they are better. Now, I got this guitar through a trade with a very good friend of mine from Hungary, and he was very kind, sent it over here to Spain, and I was blown away by it. I got it, and the day after, I had it was a Thursday. I had 3 concerts in a row, and I decided to try this one the day after because I was really addicted to it already, and it became my main guitar since then. But I always liked the Roxy Pink one since I saw the videos from the promotion of Sub Rock, the album by John Mayer, and also some of his live gigs. And I thought it was quite a cool color, very different, especially, I don't know, good contrast. Usually I'm wearing black when I'm playing and so on. And I think it's quite audacious as a color. And then I got this one, I bought it new 2 weeks ago. And I didn't really search online to see the differences between 2018 and 2023 because they didn't change the name. It's the same model, the same manufacturer. So I thought it's the same guitar, but it's not. And I think there are quite some differences that are important to mention. And I'm sorry, this is not a video where I'm playing guitars and you listen to it. Mostly I'm going to be talking. So I'll try to do some playing so you can see that there is not much difference in the sound, but there is a bit of difference. The other things that I felt that are more important to mention in this video, especially if you are looking for a used PRS Silver Sky or a new one, but you don't know which one to buy. Now, first things first, what I noticed when I grabbed this one was that the back of the neck, in comparison to this one, doesn't feel so glossy. So obviously this is a thicker lacquer in comparison to this one. It's not a satin finish, but I would say something between this and the PRS SE Silver Sky. That's at least my impression. If you have a different opinion, feel free to comment on the video. You might have tried more guitars than I did, and you might see a different pattern, but that's how I felt. So I thought, oh, that's cool. Satin feels better, especially I'm living in Spain and I play many concerts, during the summer, for example, when it gets really hot and you start sweating on stage, probably this one is going to do a better job than this one, even though this one never let me down. So the other thing I noticed and I was unsure about, so I did my research, and that's where this video became a thing. I made this video because I started to find things online. These ones are using the 6105 frets, and this is the 6230. So if you don't know these codes, essentially these are the very vintage frets, the ones that Fender had on their Strats in the 50s and the 60s. And these ones came to the picture in the 80s, if I'm remembering right, when people started to, you know, find out ways of getting a more comfortable bending and overall playing, and also for the setup. It's not easy to set up a guitar with such low frets with a 7.25 inches radius. It's a bit more complicated than with this one. So when it comes to action adjustment and setup and, you know, all the things that a good guitar tech or luthier will do for you, they probably can confirm what I'm saying. So that was the other thing. I felt like, okay, on these frets, so the action is a bit higher on this one than on this one, and I was like, right, fine. Now the other thing, I think this is an instrument, the 2018, that they had more time, and it was the first batch, and I think they were more focusing on the final, you know, the really small details and everything. I see this one as an incredibly good instrument, and I'm going to keep it for sure. I love it. But this one looks a bit more well finished, if you know what I mean. Some details like here in the nut, that I think that there are some things that that they were done better in 2018, but you know. Now this one, another thing that doesn't change your playing, doesn't change the sound probably, at least not when they are new, is that this one has nitro finish, and that's how things were done in the 50s and 60s. And this one has a poly finish, so this one will never wear off. It will never relic on, you know, because of the weather or anything. This one will over time, and that's a nice thing. And some people love the smell of nitro, honestly, right? If you open the case or if you open the gig bag, probably feel something different, but seriously, I don't think that we are here for the smell. And last but not least, I think that the electronics and the pots, or I don't know, the knobs, at least they feel more reliable on this one. These ones are a bit more, they feel lousy, and you know, in my experience also with the SE Silver Sky and with the American one, they tend to break without anything, with no reason. I don't know why. A Fender knob probably lasts 60 years, 70, 100, but these ones, they're not. And I felt that this is better, and I felt that they are more, when you turn the knobs, it feels more firm, right? And last but not least, finally, okay, the switch, sorry, the 5-way switch is also feels firmer or sturdier on this one than it does on this one, to me. And the pickups. Now the sound. For me, there is a big difference, or not a big difference. The character and the actual sound is the same. You get that sound, really 62, 63, 64 pickups that Fender used to produce, and the same way they were, you know, wired and blah blah blah. But there is a bit of a difference in output, and I felt like I love the bridge pickup on this one, and normally I hate the bridge pickup on every Strat ever, but I love on this one, and on this one I love a bit less. I think maybe it's just less output, and that's something that finally online I saw, okay, there is less output on these ones. That explains a lot, but there is more definition. So when it comes to, I felt like the bridge position on the neck position on the Roxy Pink from 2023 sounds better. It's definitely more defined than this one. The bridge is better on this one, and the in-between positions, I'm not sure what to say. But if I had to do a hybrid version of these two guitars, I would have the bridge pickup of this one and the middle and the neck pickup of this one. That's the answer, basically. That's why I have both. When it comes to playing, I can play them. If you are someone that doesn't like very small frets, and you know, you need to think about it when you do bending. Taller frets going to be more helpful, but doesn't mean that you cannot do bending. Some people online are writing that you cannot do bending with these ones. I mean, sorry, then something is very wrong with your guitar, and probably is a setup matter, not the fret. Okay, just ask Steve Ray Vaughan. Well, you cannot ask him, but just read about his equipment. And he was doing crazy bends with 0.13 strings. So anyway, I'll just play back and forth very quickly, so you can tell if you see any, you know, if you hear any difference, that's great. If you don't, that's great. These are two great instruments, and I'm lucky to have both, and I'm keeping both because they give me different flavors and they give me different feels. So I can imagine me having both on stage and using them depending on the song. On a more rhythmic song, I would probably keep this one, and for solos I will use this one, something like that. Anyway, I hope you like it, and I hope it helps you choosing your PRS Silver Sky. Now, I will jump into the bridge pickup so you can see what I'm talking about. That's where the difference is bigger for me. But let's see. Same thing here. Definitely hotter pickups. I think that's something you can notice. But to me, the character of the sound, the identity of the sound is the same. Now, bridge pickup. Full volume. Oh, let me say that I'm using a blues breaker pedal only, and actually this is made in Spain by the wonderful guys at Finding That Tone. I'm going to do a review of their pedal soon. This is called B Blues one, and that's improved version of the Marshall Blues Breaker pedal, which John Mayer uses. So this is the only thing I'm running. I have a compressor, the B Blues, and Flint, a Strymon Flint with a bit of reverb, and it goes straight into the two rock cardioid, so it's not much really going on here. So what do you think? There are plenty of videos and people that are going more nerdy about the details and the specs and some maybe comparison. I try to keep it simple. I mean, when I do a video, it's really about the gear, about the feel, and if I like something, I can recommend. Try to do some budget-friendly related equipment topics in the past. Some premium stuff. It's just things that I think is worth sharing. So really, I'm not here to be an influencer, YouTuber whatsoever. My thing is, I write music, I record music, I produce music, and that's what I love doing. But when I think something's worth sharing, I try to. And my videos are poorly edited anyway, so I hope you like it. It's really about the sound, the feel, the looks. You cannot feel what I feel. I can just tell you how it feels. Now, these are two superb instruments. For different reasons, you could, justify choosing one. If you can have both, even better. Otherwise, I can tell you for sure, in comparison to that wonderful guitar there, that's the 62 Strat, they are, I think, like PRS, they didn't reinvent the wheel like some people say. They just improved a very nice wheel that was made to perfection back in the 50s when Leo Fender created the Stratocaster. That was already a perfect machine. But you know that you can improve when you know that you can improve something. It's not, it is a winning team. A Stratocaster is a winning equipment. It's amazing, it's versatile, it looks great, feels great, it plays amazingly. And what they did with the Silver Sky was something probably no one could have thought before, probably. I know this PRS, Paul Reed Smith, they are incredible when it comes to quality and innovation and all that. And they made just the improvements that maybe a Strat could benefit from. And it's a bit of a different instrument. At the same time, it's going to deliver what a Strat will deliver. And I do think it's just in terms of sonic aspects, the sound is a bit more versatile. It gives you a bit more bottom end, and that's very welcome when it comes to a Strat style guitar. Anyway, I hope I could help with this video. If you like my channel, feel free to subscribe, and yeah, leave your comments, your thoughts. If you disagree, if you agree, if it's irrelevant, whatever, just feel free to start a conversation below this video and I'll be happy to engage. Thanks a lot for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.